All right, we're going to talk about soldering now. So this is called a helping hands. If you don't have one of these, I would recommend that you get one. I'm actually not going to use these. I'm going to use something that's a little bit more sturdy or industrial than this. But you can get these off the website. They're very helpful. I think the ones we saw actually have a little magnifying glass on it, but I'm not positive about that for sure. But if you don't have something like this, I would recommend you get it, because what you can do with this is to work on your board, which is right here. You just stick this in like this, and now you can solder your board without having to worry about holding the board. So be like that. I'm going to use a different tool. It's something that works in a similar concept. It's still a board holder, but if you don't have one of those, you're gonna need. You could solder it like this if you want, but you might be careful about. You might be careful about what you're going to do, what you're soldering on. So we're going to use this instead, though. So let's look at the board here real quick. You see the board. Everything's soldered in, and I'm going to give you a little trick how to make everything look nice on the board, how I like to solder things. This isn't a soldering class or technique as much as an assembly technique. There is a video if you don't know how to solder that is out there, and you can watch it. It gives you a couple little hints there. So I just turned the soldering iron on, and it's going to take it a second to get warm. Okay, that's probably warm enough, so let's do this. We're going to start out with a clean tip, a little bit of solder, just like so. And we're only going to do half of the resistors, so we're going to do one side of the resistor. How's that? We're going to go down through, or we're just going to solder this one side. There's one. One of the things you'll notice as I'm doing this is the smoke is a little bit annoying because I turned the fan off because I didn't want it to be in the video. I'm not using a really good microphone today, so I didn't want to pick up the noise. I would recommend that you go watch the soldering video if you've never done this before. I'd go through in pretty good detail. I run a very hot soldering iron, which I explained in there as to why I do that. Alright. These two, yeah, I bet that one down a little farther than I generally would like, but that's okay. Alright. So, do this last one here. So what you're going to notice is that all of these are now solid. These aren't going to move very easily if you touch them. So, but the reason we did this just one side is if you come back over here, look at this one right here, for example. See how it's sticking up? How you can see that in the camera. So all I'm going to do is put my thumb kind of in the middle on my nail. Don't touch the metal because it's going to get very hot. I'm just going to touch this, just like that, and now it's flat against the board. So it's just a way of cleaning up, making everything kind of look uniform. For the most part, everything looks good. Well, this one right here can go down a little bit. So I'm going to take this one. All right. How's that one? Yeah, okay, so now let's see. Oh, look nice and flat. If you can see that, nice and uniform. This is just a personal thing. You could have gone through and done them all if you wanted to, if you don't care how it really looks. So now what I'm going to do is going to go down through. I'm going to clean up my tip here again real quick. And tin it. Just like that. Now we're going to go down through and we're going to solder the other side. Just as a reference, I'm running the soldering iron at about 735 degrees, and that's just I do this all the time, and I know it can be dangerous for parts if you hold there too long, but as you can tell, I don't generally hold there too long. I've been doing this for quite a while, and it does make things go a little quicker after you get used to it. I wouldn't recommend that for starting out, though, because it can make a mess if you're not careful. And you can very easily ruin parts. All right. And I'm just going to go through and touch up a couple of these again just to make sure. They don't want to cold this, like it's not enough. All right, and there's another one just to make sure. All right, they were all good. So now all we're going to do is take our clippers. And if I can find my clippers sitting here. There they are. And we're going to go through and we're going to clip these down as tight as we can get them, just like this. Be sure you're wearing safety glasses with this, because if you can tell, these are kind of flying all over the place. These aren't that bad, really. These are pretty controlled. When you get to the LEDs, they really fly all over the place. Definitely need to wear safety glasses. And every once in a while, you'll cut these off and you think, like, well, what doesn't look really good? I see a couple here that I don't really like how they look. When we get done putting the LEDs in, I'll show you what I go through. I typically go through and do these and the LEDs at the same time. All right. Just come back through and I'll just touch them. Just like that. All right, that looks good. All right, so now we have our board. Resistors are put in and soldered up. All right, so pause the video right now and go do this step. And then when you're ready, come back and we'll be working on the LEDs.